Dear students, you are going to study Grade 7 Geography, Unit 2, Identity of Sri Lanka, Part 2, Social Identity. From this video, I discuss social identity of Sri Lanka, South Asian countries, social development of South Asian countries, and finally, I hope to give some activities to you. To get a clear comprehension about social identity of Sri Lanka, let's study the nature of social community of Sri Lanka. First of all, let's look at what is a community. Community is a group of people living together in one place or sharing a religion, race, etc. Social community of Sri Lanka consists of different ethnic groups such as Sinhalese, Tamils, Moors, Burghers, different people who follow various religions such as Buddhism, Hinduism, Islam, and Christianity, and different cultures like Sinhala culture, Muslim culture, Hindu culture, Christian culture, and Sinhala Buddhist culture. So we can say that Sri Lanka is a multiracial, multireligious, and multicultural country. The communities have their identity according to their inherited traditions, customs, beliefs, rituals, clothes, and languages. National heritages, or we can say as cultural heritages, represent the identity of our country. National heritages are items of especially historical or cultural significance handed down from generation to generation of a nation as a whole. National heritages can be categorized as tangible and intangible heritages. Tangible heritages mean the things that can be seen physically. Then we can categorize these tangible heritages as man-made heritages and natural heritages. Again, we can categorize these man-made heritages as religious centers and other creations. You can see some examples for these heritages. Then let's look at what are the intangible heritages. Intangible heritages cannot be seen physically but revealed through human behavior. Examples: hospitality, respecting and teaching elders, compliments, customs, and manners. From this map, you can identify the distribution of different cultural heritages in Sri Lanka. We can proudly say that there are World Heritage Sites in Sri Lanka. What is a World Heritage Site? A World Heritage Site is a place that is listed by the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization. World heritages can be categorized as man-made and natural heritages. Sacred City of Kandy, Sigiriya, Dambulu Viharaya, Ancient City of Polonnaruwa, Gold Fort, and Sacred City of Anuradhapura are man-made World Heritage Sites in Sri Lanka. In Sinharaja and Central Mountains are natural World Heritages in Sri Lanka. Indigenous people of Sri Lanka are also a special feature when the social identity of Sri Lanka is considered. Vedas or Vaniletto are the indigenous people in Sri Lanka. Indigenous means originating or occurring naturally in a particular place, or we can simply say as native people. Vedas live in Mahiyangana, Dambana, Hennanigala area. They spend their lives protecting their language, customs, clothes, tools and cultural features. They cultivate crops and do hunting and gathering forest products. We can see new trends of lifestyle of Vedas people. They are joining with the formal education system using modern electronic equipment such as television, radio, mobile phones, engaging in new jobs and using vehicles. Okay, my dear students, now let's study the social development of our country. Our country is a South Asian country. Among South Asian countries, Sri Lanka has a high social development. What are the South Asian countries? Sri Lanka, India, Pakistan, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, and Maldives. These are the South Asian countries. There are 7 South Asian countries. Here you can see South Asian countries on a map. How do we identify social development of a country? Using various units of measurement and criteria, we can identify social development of a country: life expectancy, literacy, birth rate, death rate, infant mortality rate. These are some of the criteria that we can use to measure social development of a country. Now let's look at these criteria separately. Life expectancy. Life expectancy is a statistical measure of the average time an organism is expected to live based on the year of birth. Literacy. Ability to read, write and understand it. Birth rate. Birth rate is frequency of live births in a given population. Death rate is number of deaths in a particular population. Infant mortality rate. The number of infant deaths for every 1,000 live births. Dear students, study this table which represents some data on social development of South Asian countries. This data can be used to compare social development in several fields of the countries in South Asia. Look at the data of Sri Lanka carefully. There is a high life expectancy in Sri Lanka among South Asian countries. It is second only to Maldives among the other South Asian countries. Literacy rate of Sri Lanka is 92%. It is also second only to Maldives among other South Asian countries. Infant mortality rate and maternal mortality rate are low in our country. It is a very good condition due to the development of the facilities in the field of medicine and health. Sri Lanka records a low infant mortality rate and maternal mortality rate. Provision of education and health free of charge and the state welfare policies affect the higher level of social development in Sri Lanka. Here you have some activities to do. Okay, dear students, I believe that you have got a good comprehension about social identity of Sri Lanka. Goodbye, children.